I'll just check on you like every 10 minutes and run your files.
Thank you.
Because Heather says all the. Let me know if you need something.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is the PCC docket for February 20th, 2021. We're broadcasting live on YouTube. First case up is 201565. Marin Orr.
May it please the court, I'm Joan Morgan for Mr. Orr. He should be on Zoom, but if he's not, I'd ask to waive his presence. And this is a case where we're asking for a preliminary examination date to be set.
I am looking for the prosecutor.
Judge, this is Jane's case. She's currently in a breakout room with Miss Brandy Robinson.
I was under the impression that they were ready to go. Let me see if Ms. Gillis is available so that we can start.
I can pop them out of the breakout room if you want, Judge.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
There you go.
Good morning, Ms. Gillis. I just called case 201565, Marin Orr.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
And Joan Morgan from Neighborhood Defender Service for Mr. Orr. Judge, this is a case that we've adjourned the PCC a few times now to see whether or not he could get diversion from the gun board. They have declined to give him diversion, and we're asking that a preliminary examination date be set.
Okay.
That date will be February 1st if you're ready.
I am ready. And will that be on Zoom?
That'll be live.
Okay, Mr. Orr has always resided in Cincinnati, Ohio, and indicates that he does not have a way to get to Michigan. I'm requesting, and he requested that the exam be on Zoom if that's possible. I'm happy to come to the courthouse.
What's your schedule look like for the afternoon on the 1st?
Well, actually, let me just explain something. I'm the prosecutor, so it's.
Judge, for me, it's fine.
Ms. Gillis?
Hold on a second.
I'm not part of that. Once he's been-
On the 1st, that's a Monday.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Kind of have me all day on Monday for exams only.
1 o'clock on the 1st?
Mhm. And I can have Mr. Orr Zoom in, is that correct?
Well, if you're not available, if he's
I'm a-
not available,
Yeah, I can be there in person and I'll have him Zoom in if that's okay with the court.
Ms. Gillis,
That's fine.
I'd rather if everyone's Zoom or no one's Zoom. We were
Um,
saving those for live exam dates, but I don't know how beneficial it would be for you not to be able to have direct access to your client.
Judge, if it's possible, my request would be that I come in person and I ask Mr. Orr to come in person. If he can't, he can be there via Zoom.
Good morning.
Ms. Morgan, I guess my only issue is that because we are just now starting to set live dates, I would hate to use a live date for someone who is not going to be live.
Yeah,
So
he says
if
he's
2 weeks,
he's
if
not.
2 weeks time is not enough time for your client to be able to to get himself here,
Apparently not.
how much time would he need to get here?
He indicates that he's unable to come to Michigan, period. So I don't think it's a matter of how much time he needs.
We're gonna set this matter for February 1st, 2021 at 1 p.m. Live exam except for defendant. If that turns out to be an issue, I guess I will follow up or have my staff follow up with you, Ms. Morgan.
Thank you.
Okay, wait, I'm confused. Is it February 1st or February 21st?
February 1st.
First,
Oh. First. Okay. Just want to make sure I have it right.
No, I understand. Anything else as relates to Mr. Morgan? I'm sorry, Mr. Orr.
not for me, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Gillis?
No.
Thank you much. We're all set as to Mr. Orr.
Thank you.
I see Ms. Robinson. Are you ready with Mr. Parker?
I am. We also had talked with, I just talked with the prosecutor about Lamika Talley, so we're ready on that one too.
Calling 201684, State of Michigan versus Keon Parker.
Good morning, Your Honor. Darian Fort here on behalf of the people, P83359.
Brandy Robinson of the Neighborhood Defender Service, P66895, on behalf of Mr. Parker. Is he not in the waiting room, Judge?
There is a person that's here that can't respond. And I don't know, it's just a number of a phone.
Okay.
Judge, do you want me to try to bring that person in again?
Would you please?
Yes?
Thank you.
The person with the name of LGSTYL06, can you hear me? That's what happened before.
Judge, I do know it was his intent to sign on, and I'm not sure if he is having technical difficulty. This is a PCC. I would ask the court to allow me to waive Mr. Parker's presence. I have been in frequent contact with him.
Have you had a chance to speak to the prosecutor this morning?
Not this morning, Judge, but she has provided me with the discovery in this matter, and at this point, we would ask for an in-person exam.
February 4th? That's a Thursday. Are you both available?
Judge, I guess I have a question, and my question is, since we're starting live exams, are we just setting them for every day of the week?
No, ma'am. Thursday is just the day that I happen to have available for you. Is that not a good date?
The 4th is fine, Judge.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm just concerned about maybe some Thursdays in the future.
Judge, it looks like I have a couple of exams scheduled in another court for that same day, so I actually would need a different date if possible.
The issue from the court's perspective is that because we are in-person exams, we are limited on who we can have in the building and what dates are available. So the 4th was the only date that I had verified as being available for live exams. So what I'll have to do is check our calendar. The 1st. Can you do the 1st?
The 1st is fine, Judge.
Okay, let me just double check. I believe the 1st should be okay. I do have 2 pretrials in 3rd Circuit in the morning. I don't know if these would be afternoon exams.
It'll be at 2 o'clock on the 1st.
That should be fine for me.
Ms. Fortier?
It's fine, Judge.
So we're setting the live exam for February 1st, 2021 at 2 p.m. Is there anything else as relates to Keon Parker?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the people, Judge. Thank you.
We're all set as relates to this matter. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Judge, defendant Talley is in the waiting room. I can bring her in.
I was just admitting her.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. This is 193868, State of Michigan versus, bless you, Lamika Talley.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
Randy Robinson from the Neighborhood Defender Service, P66895, on behalf of Lamika Talley, who is present by Zoom.
Matter was scheduled for PCC. What are we doing this morning?
Judge, I've had a chance to talk with the prosecutor. There was a miscommunication, and I still need to receive the discovery in order to make a decision about whether or not we're going to hold or waive the exam. So we just asked for a new PCC date.
Is 1 week sufficient?
Judge, I was just saying to the prosecutor, honestly, with the schedule that I have in the next couple of weeks, I think 2 is more realistic to be able to get through everything and make decisions.
Ms. Gillis, is that accurate?
That's fine.
We're
I'm not
gonna-
sure- Yeah, I just think because it happened over Christmas when she made the request that maybe, she said she made it on 12/22.
That's correct.
And so I just think it got slipped through the cracks. Sorry.
Sir, do you have, Mr. Perkins, do you have discovery?
This matter will be adjourned to February 3rd, 2021 at 10 a.m. with Judge Oakley.
At 10 a.m., you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well, Judge.
Anything else, Ms. Gillis?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Robinson?
No, that is it for me. Thank you.
We're all set with Ms. Talley. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. I'll stay on for Mr. Walker Bullock.
Have you spoken to the prosecutor about that?
No, I don't think I need to. This is another one where we're gonna need an in-person exam date.
The defendant is here. Do you want me to bring him in, Judge?
No, because that's not until
9:20.
I was trying to see what was up next, actually. It's not time yet. Let me see if I can get these other 9 o'clocks done.
Okay.
So I'm looking for Blake, Wright Blake and Jane Gillis for the Chatterson matter. Ms. Robinson, if you want to just, you can stay in if you want to. If you want to just mute your video, mute your audio and your video. Are the parties ready to proceed on Megan Chatterson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
It's 201638, State of Michigan versus Megan Elizabeth Chatterson. Your appearances, please.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wright Blake appearing on behalf of Megan Chatterson. Ms. Chatterson should be present via Zoom.
Thank you.
That appeared to be.
Judge,
Good morning.
good morning, Judge.
How are you?
Good.
That's not me talking. I don't know who's talking.
Judge, we'll waive her appearance and we ask the court to sit, or we'll waive the exam.
Wait, you need her here if you're going to waive the exam.
Exactly. So, Mr. Blake, if you want to take a moment, call your client and get her in here as soon as she logs on to the Zoom, we can do the waiver.
Somebody else?
Okay, Judge, thanks.
Thank you. Are the parties ready on Timothy King?
Ready, Judge?
Ready, Judge. Sorry.
That's okay. Do we see Timothy King?
I don't think he's joined us yet, Judge. I'll waive his presence if the court will let me.
Calling 201685, State of Michigan versus Timothy Omar King. Your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Darian Fortier on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. From Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit, Jonathan Hortus, P78948, on behalf of Mr. Timothy King. Mr. King is out of custody. I'm asking the court to waive his presence this morning.
Any objection, Ms. Fortier?
No objection, Judge, as long as Mr. Hortus has been in contact with him.
Well, I will say we're still working on contact. Ultimately, the phone number that we have is not getting us where we need to go. I did leave a message yesterday.
So working on contact means that you have not been in contact with your client?
Yes, Judge, but this has happened in some other matters. It's typically just a matter of getting an up-to-date number. I plan on getting an investigator through my office to help locate him. I don't see the sense in issuing a warrant when so many people, including attorneys, don't know how to get into the right place at the right time for court
Mr.
meetings.
Hortus, it was not my intention to go that far, but based on you not having contact with your client, what are we doing this morning?
Well, Judge, I was going to ask for a new PCC date, obviously, because I haven't talked with Mr. King. So it's something we're still working on. If we could come back in 2 weeks, something like that, that should be enough time for me to get someone on board to try to get updated contact information for him.
Ms. Fortier, are you available on February 3rd?
Yes, Judge, always available for you on Wednesday.
The PCC will be adjourned to February 3rd, 2021 at 10:10 a.m. That will be with Judge Oakley.
All right. Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Judge,
Anything else?
Sorry.
No, ma'am.
Judge, I just wanted to make sure that Mr. Hortus did receive the evidence.com link for this case.
I did. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you.
Anything else as relates to Mr. King?
Nothing from the people, Judge. Thank you.
No, Judge. Thank you for your time.
We'll see you back here on the 3rd at 10:10 a.m. Judge Oakley will see you. Thank you much. Have a good afternoon. This is 201695 State of Michigan versus Alvin LeBron Walker Bullock.
Good morning, Your Honor. Darian Fortier on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Judge Brandy Robinson of the Neighborhood Defender Service P66895 on behalf of Mr. Walker Bullock, who is present by Zoom.
This matter was scheduled for PCC. Have the parties had an opportunity to speak?
We have not, Judge, but I do also believe that I have discovery in this matter, and so we would need an in-person exam date for this one as well.
Ms. Fortier, is that accurate?
Judge, that is accurate, and I would ask if possible, can we do it on the 1st along with Ms. Robinson's other one?
We are going to do it on the 1st. Time will be 3 p.m. on the 1st.
Very well, Judge.
So we'll see everyone on February 1st, 2021 at 3 p.m. for a live exam. Anything further as relates to Mr. Walker Bullock? Ms. Fortier?
People, Judge.
Ms. Robinson, anything further?
Not for the defense. Thank you.
Thank you much. Have a good afternoon.
And Judge, that'll remain in front of you, right? That's not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr.
Thank
Walker
you.
Bullock, you can sign off.
I sign off?
Yep.
Yes, sir. You're all set.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. I'm not sure.
Looking for Mr. Blake to come back with his client Chatterson. I don't see Mr.
Yeah, he's not there.
That's okay. Next thing we have scheduled is 9:30. Diana Howell. Popliano.
Yes, she's here. I don't see her attorney here yet. I am going to pull in this person who's Michael's phone. It could, I know her attorney's name isn't Michael, but let's see if it's someone else's. Is that okay?
You can admit who you need to admit, but if there's nothing else ready,
There's nothing else ready right now.
thank you.
Yep. Hi, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
What is your name, please?
Megan Chatterson.
And what time? Oh, I see, Chatterson. Hold on one second, please. I'm gonna put you in the waiting room, and when your attorney is here, we'll pull you back in, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is 201638 State of Michigan versus Megan Elizabeth Chatterson. Your appearances, please.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Wright Blake appearing on behalf of Megan Chatterson.
Good morning.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
Good morning.
Once again, Judge, we're prepared to waive the preliminary examination.
Any of you had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Gillis this morning?
No, Judge, I spoke to her previously and yesterday.
Ms. Chatterson, you heard the comment made by your attorney this morning.
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to have a preliminary examination in this matter where the people will have to show that both a crime had been committed and that probable cause exists to believe that you were involved in the commission of that crime?
Yes.
Knowing that you still wish to waive your right to have an exam in this matter,
Yes.
and this waiver is voluntary?
Yes.
You understand that by waiving your right to have an exam, this matter will be bound over to circuit court on the charges?
Yes.
Anything further, Ms. Gillis?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Blake?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Blake, I'm going to guess that you have not had an opportunity to sign the waiver of the exam.
I have not, Judge.
I'm not sure if they're sending those forms to you to sign and then send back, or if your verbal authorization to sign on your behalf is sufficient. Let me check with the clerk. Okay. So inasmuch as defense counsel and defendant have authorized the waiver, the court will execute the same. Ms. Chatterson will be bound over to the circuit court for further proceedings. I'm not sure what dates they're giving in these matters. I don't have the usual notification of what the arraignment on information date will be, so I'm sure you will receive something from the circuit court regarding that. Otherwise, Ms. Chatterson, any pretrial release conditions remain in effect. Ms. Gillis,
Okay.
anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor. What's the date, the AOI date?
We don't have the date. It looks like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but
she's
Wayne
out.
Circuit will contact you with the exact date. 2 weeks from today would be February 3rd. Anything else, Ms. Gillis?
Yeah, nothing.
Anything else, Mr. Blake?
No, Your Honor.
We're all set. Have a good day.
You too, Judge. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi, good morning, sir. What is your name? Sir, can you hear me? I thank you.
The next case is 200433, State of Michigan versus Diana Howe Pompliano. We're waiting for the defense counsel.
Evan.
So Ms. Gillis, as soon as he appears or someone from his office contacts us, I'll pull the parties back in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning, Kim. How are you? It's Mary Ann.
Lovely. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Are you here on Michael Andrews?
Yes, I am.
Do you need to speak with Jane?
That would be lovely.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Callahan. How are you?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Do you need to speak with the prosecutor?
No.
Okay. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Recalling 200433 State of Michigan versus Diana Howe Popliano.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people. Oh, am I on mute? Yeah, Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Evan Callanan, P30564 on behalf of the defendant who appears via Zoom.
Matter was scheduled for PCC. What are we doing this morning?
Judge, I had hoped that one of the reasons that we'd adjourned this PCC in previous appearances was there's another case coming down the pike out of Huron Township, which is the same arresting agency that we have on this case. And, you know, I don't know if a warrant's been authorized yet or not, but that's what we're trying to do, get both cases together. They're both OUILs.
I sent a letter to the head of the warrant department and I got no response about whether or not, but it could be a year before it's, if you saw the boxes upon boxes of thousands of cases that have not been done. So I don't know what you want to do, but.
Mr. Callahan, what's your pleasure?
Judge, I would suggest we set it for another PCC.
Ms. Gillis, do you have any objection to putting this matter over again?
I don't have any objection, but I don't think anything's going to be done between now and March.
So 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Let's go 4 weeks.
The matter will be adjourned for PCC February 17th, 2011 at 10 a.m. It will be with Judge Green. Court will send notices. Ms. Gillis, anything else in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Callahan, anything else in this matter?
No, just to say congratulations, Judge.
Thank you, sir. We will see you. Judge Green will see you on February 17th. We're all set as relates to Ms. Howe Popliano. Have a good afternoon, all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Gillis, you have next up 201481 State of Michigan versus Michael James Andrews.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
And Kim Michonne on behalf of Mr. Andrews, Your Honor. I don't know if he is on the call or not. I did speak to him yesterday.
What are we doing this morning?
Judge, we're asking to adjourn the PCC maybe 2 weeks to have a decent conversation regarding the discovery I just received. So I do have paper and digital. And generally speaking, when we take a close look at that digital evidence from time to time, we find a reason not to hold a preliminary examination. So we're asking the court to consider setting this matter over for maybe 2 weeks to have a decent conversation with the gentleman.
Is 2 weeks sufficient?
It should be fine, Judge.
Gillis?
That's fine with the people, Your Honor.
We will see you back here February 3rd, 2021 at 10:20 a.m. You will be with Judge Oakley. Ms. Gillis, anything else as relates to Mr. Andrews?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Ms. Maishon, anything else as relates to Mr. Andrews?
My apologies, Your Honor. That date again.
February 3rd,
February 3rd.
2021 at 10:10 a.m.
Thank you so much. And a lovely day to all. I think that's all the trouble I can cause you, ladies.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good day.
You do the same.
Was for a in-person exam.
Oh, Ms.
I can see where there would have been some confusion, but bottom line
Ms.
is.
Maishon, I gave her the wrong time. The time is actually 10:20, which I think I said right the first time, but the notice will go out February 3rd at 10:20 a.m.
Judge, you're 9:50. The defendant and the attorney is here. Do you want me to pull them in?
I'd ask my chairman, but before I even do that.
That would be great. Thank you.
Because
Mhm.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. This is 200897 State of Michigan versus Roxanne McCurdy. Your appearances, please.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
May it please this honorable court, William Noakes, P42796 of the Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit on behalf of Ms. McCurdy.
You know what though?
And Ms. McCurdy is here also by Zoom. Have the parties had an opportunity to speak?
I've had an opportunity to speak with Ms. McCurdy, and it is her desire that she proceed with her preliminary exam.
Okay.
Mr. Noakes, are you looking for a live exam or Zoom?
Live, Your Honor.
My next live exam date is March the 7th.
Fine for the people. Does the court-
That will work just fine for me, Your Honor. What time, Your Honor?
9 a.m.
All right.
Does the court send notices to the officers too?
I did, Your Honor.
That I don't know. Let's see if an answer will pop up for me.
In person, Your Honor. I've been-
I'm asking Heather if the court sends notices to the law enforcement to be available on that day.
It's 3/7, right? Is that what you said?
3/8. The 7th is on a Sunday. I'd rather not see you on that day. Monday, March the 8th at 9 a.m.
Detective Lebo there earlier today.
No, she says the prosecutor does. Heather's response.
Okay.
Ms. Gillis, anything else as it relates to Ms. McCurdy?
Speak, Your Honor.
Nothing.
Mr. Noakes, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
I'll see you back here March 8th at 9 a.m. in person. Notices will be sent out by the court. Any pretrial conditions for Ms. McCurdy remain in effect. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next case isn't scheduled until 10 o'clock. As soon as the defense counsel and defendant appear, we'll see
They're
if
here.
parties
They are
need to
here.
talk.
They're here. Do you want me to pull them in?
Thank you, yes.
Yep.
Well,
This is 173578, State of Michigan versus Michael J. Bishop.
good morning, Your Honor. Megan Matthews,
Jane.
on behalf of the people.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people. Oh, no, that's not.
Good morning, Judge. Blaze Kearney from the Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit, P83960, on behalf of Mr. Bishop, who is in the Zoom meeting and I spoke with. I think he's just doesn't have his video on.
My video should be on.
Video's not on.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. This matter
Sorry.
was scheduled, no worries. This matter was scheduled for PCC at 10 o'clock. Are the parties ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge. We still have yet to receive discovery in this matter.
Good.
Megan Matthews, Your Honor, appearing on behalf of the people.
Are you talking about Wilson Epps or are you talking about Bishop?
Bishop.
Yeah, me too. I can't find the file. I'm gonna have to recreate it.
Yeah, at this juncture, Judge, we're asking that the case be dismissed. If they get discovery together, they can reissue it. This is the third PCC where we've shown up and not had discovery.
I don't even know what jurisdiction it's out of. Oh, Romulus. Oh, wait. I think I just got sent something on that. I think I got sent something on that just recently. Can you just give me 1 week, Judge?
Mr. Kearney?
We would object to giving them. I mean, if they can take all the time they want. If it's dismissed and get their discovery and reissue. I mean, we were here on, we sent our discovery request on the 10th of December. On the 16th, we had a probable cause conference. I noted the lack of discovery. On the 6th, we had a probable cause conference. I noted the lack of discovery. And here we are on the 20th. So I think dismissal will be justified at this juncture. We're talking about, it's not as though this is a capital offense or anything. This is a alleged unarmed robbery.
Well, I'm just thinking the time, it was over the holidays. A lot of people were off.
Mr. Kearney, I hear your concern. We will adjourn the PCC for 1 week. I'll make a note in the file.
Understood.
There is a note from the 6th, and I'm sorry, indicating no discovery. So the matter will be adjourned until January 27, 2021 at 9:50 a.m. with Judge Oakley.
Especially on these types of charges. It's not like it's a fleeing and eluding. It's not like it's,
Ms. Gillis, anything further in this matter?
Nothing.
Mr. Kearney, anything further?
No, Judge. You get that date and time, Mr. Bishop?
January 27th, and what was the time?
9:50 a.m.
9:50 a.m. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
We'll be in touch.
we're all
Mr.
set
Bishop.
as relates to Mr. Bishop. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have a fax number for that Metro South Post, and perhaps that might get better results. I don't know. I'm going to try and investigate that further today when I get off the record, but I could get that to Mr. Scott. I don't know if that's where he's sending it or not.
Mr. Kearney, if I could get your assistance, please.
Yes.
Mr. Bishop has another matter outstanding with the pretrial tomorrow with Judge Green.
What kind of matter is it?
Operating while intoxicating and a violation of the knife ordinance. From what I can gather, it's 2016 cases.
Sure. I can text him about it and let him know.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, you know what, Mr. Kadafa?
Judge,
Ma'am?
I know it's not until 10:20, but Mr. Kearney is here. His defendant, Walton Wright, is here. Do you want me to pull them in, or if he needs to speak with Jane? Do you want me to pull his client in?
Well, let's start with Mr. Kearney and Ms. Gillis, if you need to speak.
Okay, can
Go ahead.
I speak to Blaise on the Blaise Kearney matter, the Michael Bishop?
Sure, we can talk about Walton Wright while we're in there too.
So Marianne will put you in a breakout room and you can talk about both matters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Heather, do we have a status on the jail this morning?
We're back on
Walton Wright.
for
and
Wilson
Bishop.
Epps,
Oh, no.
or did you
Yes.
want Bishop? There was some outstanding issue with Bishop?
Wait a minute.
Miss Gillis did locate the discovery for Mr. Bishop, and given that I have downloaded it, so if the court wanted to put this in the pile for exams, I wouldn't have an objection to that, and I could let Mr. Bishop know that next week's PCC would not be going forward if the court wanted to do that.
Okay. I just gave you the deal on attempt for Walton Wright, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Download Bishop. Okay.
audio is really bad.
So recalling 173578, State of Michigan versus Michael J. Bishop.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
I'm Blaze Kearney for Mr. Bishop.
We'd adjourn this matter to next Wednesday at 9:50 a.m. with Judge Oakley. The parties have advised that discovery has been located and shared. Defense counsel is now requesting an exam.
That's correct, Judge.
Mr. Kearney, are you looking for a live exam or Zoom?
A live exam, Judge.
My next available exam date is March the 8th.
Currently
Is
don't have
that-
anything going on.
What time?
March the 8th at 10 a.m.
Perfect.
All right. I have let Mr. Bishop know.
Thank you much. I will see you then.
Thank you.
Were you able to discuss your other matter?
We have two other
We were.
matters, I think.
Two other matters? Give me 1 second.
Don't we have Wilson Epps also?
We do.
And I made an offer on that too, right?
You did, and then I made a counter offer, and then I want to know if what your position on it was.
So we'll call 1-84397 State of Michigan versus Danita Sharice Wilson Epps.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
Blaze Kearney on behalf of Miss Wilson Epps from the Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit, PA 3960.
Mr. Kearney, I'm just looking for your client.
As much as I would love to speak with you, and I'm sure it would be productive, I'm kind of.
I don't see her in the, I'm sorry, I don't see her in the waiting room.
I can reach out to her. She's been present for all of her other Zoom hearings at this juncture. If the court wanted to pass the matter and call the Walton Wright matter, I believe he's in the waiting room.
It depends on what the parties intend to do. This matter was scheduled for PCC at 9:50 a.m. What are we doing?
Judge, the prosecution had made an offer, and then last week I made a counter offer to ask them to remove a controlled substance charge and substitute that for a different misdemeanor.
Wait. Are we talking about Walton Wright or Wilson Epps?
Wilson Epps.
Okay. Because I made offers on both. So, okay. I had offered attempt on dismiss count 1, attempt on count 2, and count 3.
And so your response to the counter offer is no.
What was your counter offer?
It was to remove the controlled substance charge and substitute it for a different.
No.
So you are not ready to proceed this morning. So what are the parties' intentions?
At this juncture, Judge, I'll discuss whether or not my client wants to avail herself of the remaining matter. It was that she was a pharmacy tech, and taking a plea to something involving controlled substance would foreclose a career in that field. So I'll have to discuss whether or not that's something she's willing to do. So I would ask for another PCC.
1 week, 2 weeks.
1 week should be fine.
Ms. Gillis?
It's fine.
So we'll give you the time that we used before, next Wednesday, January 27th, 2021 at 9:50 a.m.
For PCC.
PCC with Judge Oakley. On Danetta Wilson Epps. Anything else as relates to this matter, Ms. Gillis?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Kearney?
No, Judge.
We're all set on this matter. And had you already had an opportunity to speak on the other Walton Wright?
Yes, we have, Judge.
Are you ready to proceed? It's not scheduled until 10:20, so if you need to talk to your client or talk to Ms. Gillis.
Yeah, if the court could draw me into a breakout room with Mr. Walton, and may I ask the court, would the court accept a plea over Zoom without paperwork?
Done it before. We do it all the time in other courts too.
Well, while you and your client are in the breakout room talking, let me see what kind of answer I can get as relates to that. Okay,
So, thank you, Judge.
thank you. I'm looking for the parties on 201694, State of Michigan versus Melvin Langston.
Prosecutor's here, Judge.
Thank you.
I did also see Mr. Langston pop on earlier this morning.
Saw Mr. Langston, but I have not seen Sharon Jones. Ms. Ford, your review would be so kind as to give her office a call. The matter was scheduled for 9:50. It's now 10:14 by my clock.
Judge, I do have Melvin Langston on the docket for 10, but yes, I will absolutely call her.
Thank you.
Mr. Mc. Megan Matthews, Your Honor, appearing on behalf of the people. Was that the case, Your Honor, that Mr. McCarthy was on earlier today and that we set for exam? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Calling 210006, State of Michigan versus Antonio Manuel Edwards.
I started sent out the subs.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
May it please this honorable court, William Noakes, P 42796 of the Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit, on behalf of Mr. Antonio Manuel Edwards.
Mr. Noakes, it appears that your client is trying to connect. This matter was scheduled for PCC this morning. Are the parties ready to proceed?
I am, Your Honor, as soon as my client gets on.
I'm doing it right now.
Your name, sir, in the white shirt?
Thank you.
Mr. Edwards?
Your Honor, I anticipate I'm only calling one witness.
Mr. Edwards might need to go out and come back in again. It looks like oh.
Okay.
Your name, sir?
Antonio Edwards.
This matter was scheduled for PCC this morning. Ms. Gillis?
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
May it please this honorable court, William Noakes, P 42796 of the Neighborhood Defenders Service of Detroit, on behalf of Mr. Edwards.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I've had the opportunity to discuss with Mr. Edwards the preliminary examination and the purpose of the preliminary examination. And it is Mr. Edwards' desire to waive his right to his preliminary examination and be bound over to the circuit court.
Mr. Edwards, did you hear the comments made by your attorney this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to have a preliminary examination in this matter where the people would have to prove that both a crime had been committed and that there was probable cause to believe that you have been involved in the commission of that crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, you still wish to waive your right to have an exam in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you will be bound over to the circuit court on the charges listed in the complaint?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Noakes, are you authorizing this court to sign the waiver in your name
Yes, Your Honor.
and in the name of your client?
Absolutely, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Edwards, you will be bound over as previously charged, having waived your exam in this matter. That date will be February 3rd, 2021 at 9 a.m. The circuit court may provide a different date, but that is the date that we're using for now. Mr. Edwards' bond is $5,000 personal. That bond will continue along with any other conditions. Ms. Gillis, anything further as relates to Mr. Edwards?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Noakes, anything further as relates to Mr. Edwards?
No, Your Honor.
We're all set. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
I'll be in touch, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Judge. Do we have an update on the jail? Are they connected yet?
Give a question.
You have a way to look up P numbers?
Also, Miss Jones should now be logged on. She was logging on when I spoke with her on the phone.
Wait, peanut?
Yeah. For prosecutors.
This is 201694, State of Michigan versus Melvin Deshaun Langston.
Good morning, Your Honor. Darian Fortier on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Sharon Jones, P number 57113. I don't see my client, but he's been very good about making his court appearances. I would ask the court to waive his presence this morning.
Ms. Jones, your client had been here. He had
Okay.
been here this morning, so I'm not sure. I don't see where he might have gone. This matter was scheduled for PCC. What are we doing this morning?
Judge, sorry, Ms. Jones.
Go ahead.
I would note Ms. Jones is still waiting on digital discovery from me. There was like 10 hours of body cam. I'm about halfway through it. I expect to be done and giving it to her. I would say within the week. I don't foresee it taking any longer than that. There's only one of me, and I had quite a bit of digital discovery that was up for cases I had today, and Ms. Jones's case just had a lot of it. So I would ask, since Mr. Langston is out, for one more PCC, just so I can get that digital discovery to Ms. Jones.
Ms. Jones, your response?
That would be great, Your Honor. I would request that also. Support that request.
Thank you, ma'am. Inasmuch as the parties have agreed, the PCC will be adjourned 1 week. That new date will be January the 27th, 2021. That will be at 10 a.m. with Judge Oakley. Any pretrial release conditions for Mr. Langston will continue. Ms. Jones, I will note for you that Mr. Langston has an outstanding matter with this court with a hearing date of February 1st. If he has any questions about the other matter, he could, or he can contact the court.
Your Honor, is there any possibility, you said it's February 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any possibility that they both can be set to February 1st? The date that you've given me for the next PC is an exceptionally busy day.
What, February 3rd work better for?
It definitely would, Your Honor.
Okay. PCC will be February 3rd. I cannot change the date of the other matters, driving while license suspended.
Okay.
We will see you, Ms. Fortier, on Mr. Langston. February 3rd, 2021, and the time will change as well. The time will be 10:30. You will still be with Judge Oakley. Ms. Fortier, anything else for the people as relates to Mr. Langston?
Nothing from the people, Judge.
Ms. Jones, anything
Nothing from the
further?
defense. No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're all set as to Mr. Langston.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Judge, I just have one left at 11, so I'm going to go ahead and mute and turn my video off again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge, this is John Hortis again. Do we have any update on the Ariana Griffin matter? She's in custody.
Mr. Hortos, I have not seen the jail this morning. You were looking for?
Ariana Griffin?
No, were you looking for something other than the jail?
Oh, I think Mr. Andreer is the prosecutor on that one. If that's what you mean.
No, were you looking for, we received the information from pretrial services.
Oh, yes, it was a DSU report, yes.
No action.
Okay, understood. I appreciate
Okay.
that. Thank you.
Thank you. Two zero zero nine zero six, State of Michigan versus Demisha Smith.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
Ms. Gillis, hold for just one moment. Mr. Basant?
Yeah, good morning, Judge. I'm here on Demisha Smith. She should be in the waiting room as well.
I don't see your client. I just prepared to call the matter.
She's trying to connect. Excuse me, Judge. this
Thank you.
folder in. Yep, you're welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Your name for the record.
Demisha Smith. Good morning.
Good morning. This matter is scheduled for PCC this morning. Have the parties had an opportunity to speak?
Judge, good morning again. Attorney Kevin Basant, P71061 on behalf of Ms. Demisha Smith. Judge, today is the date time scheduled for the PCC. At this time, we're in need of discovery. I tried ordering it electronically through the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, but I haven't received a response. So I was waiting on today to let the prosecutor know that we still need discovery in the matter.
You could have called our Out County office, but what's your email? I'll send it to you right now.
I did both. I called out county and asked for it electronically. But my email is Kevin, Kevin, at Kevin, Kevin, Basant, BESSANT, LAW.com. So Kevin at KevinBasantLaw.com.
Okay.
Mr. Basant, it looks like we need to adjourn the PCC.
That's what I was going to ask, is if we can maybe just set it for a new PCC for me to get discovery, review discovery, and go from there.
1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Can we, 2 weeks should be fine, Judge.
Ms. Gillis?
That's fine. Should make a request through evidence.com, the portal.
Say it again?
Did you make a request to the prosecutor's portal to get?
Yeah, I did twice through there and then once through Out County, but I never heard back. I never got a response back or an email back from them.
Thank you. Thank you.
This matter will be adjourned to February 3rd, 2021 at 10:40 a.m. by agreement of the parties. Note that discovery is outstanding. Ms. Gillis will get that information over to Mr. Basant. Any pretrial release conditions for Ms. Smith will continue. Ms. Gillis, anything further in this matter?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Basant, anything further in this matter?
Nothing from defense counsel, Judge.
Thank you much. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Did I give you enough? Yeah. You bought yours?
201627, State of Michigan versus Deontay Walton Wright.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
Blaise Kearney on behalf of Mr. Walton Wright, who's joining us via Zoom.
You were here last week. The matter was put over for the parties to talk. What are we doing this morning?
Judge, we've reached an agreement with the prosecution where they're going to offer Mr. Walton Wright 1 count of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer. They would allocate for probation as a sentence and would leave HIDA in the court's discretion at sentencing. Mr. Walton Wright is prepared to enter into that agreement at the court's discretion as to whether or not it wants to do so without a plea form and over to.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So add attempt, resisting and obstructing, dismiss the current count 1.
Correct. Correct.
With probation.
Yes.
Any other conversation about any other details in this matter?
I'm going to leave the rest up to the discretion of the court.
You will sit tight for 1 moment. We're going to go off the record. I'll recall the matter shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can. I'm working on my video now.
Okay, what case are you here on?
That would be Ariana Brooks Griffin.
Okay, great. I'm going to put you in the, I'll just leave you where you are right here when the judge is ready for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unknown caller.
Mr. Hordos?
Yes, Judge.
Hi, this is Mary Ann, the clerk. The prosecutor is here, Mr. Reginald. Andrew, do you need to speak with him?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Prosecutor, I'm going to put you in the a breakout room, okay?
Okay,
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're back on the record in 201627 State of Michigan versus Deontay Walton Wright. I have Ms. Gillis and Mr. Kearney here present along with Mr. Walton. Parties had indicated that there had been a plea agreement reached where Mr. Walton Wright would plead guilty to the added count of attempted resisting and obstructing, and that count 1, assaulting, resisting, obstructing, would be dismissed
That's correct.
with probation. There had not been any conversation regarding the length of probation.
That's correct.
Mr. Walton, you hear the comments made by your attorney this morning?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
You understand that there will be an added count 2 of attempted resisting and obstructing, and that count 1 of resisting and obstructing will be dismissed?
Yes.
And that any plea in this matter would have to be understanding, voluntary, and accurate?
Yes.
That if you enter a plea this morning, people will not be obliged to make out a case that you had in fact attempted to obstruct or resist a police officer?
Yes.
You understand if you accept the plea this morning, you will waive your right to any trial in this matter?
Yes.
You'll waive a right to be tried by jury?
Yes.
You'll waive a right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty?
Yes.
You'll waive the requirement that the prosecutor prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
You'll waive your right to call any witnesses on your behalf?
Yes.
Knowing all of that, how do you wish to plead to the count of attempted resisting and obstructing?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
What occurred on November 3rd, 2020 that causes you to plead guilty to this added count of attempted obstructing?
May I, Judge, inquire?
Yes, please.
Mr. Walton, on November 3rd, were you in a car that was stopped by the Romulus police?
Yes.
And were you a passenger in that car?
Yes.
After the driver of that car was arrested, did the police order you to get out of that car?
Yes. Yes.
Sorry. Yes. Did you disobey that order?
Yes.
Judge, I think the factual basis is satisfied.
Ms. Gillis, satisfied?
Just one quick, and that was in the city of Romulus?
That was in the city of Romulus, Mr. Walton.
Yes.
Okay, satisfied.
Thank you. Mr. Walton Wright will be assessed a fine of $500 in this matter. There'll be another $145 in costs. That's a $20 building fund fee, $50 state fee, $75 victims' rights fee. 6 months of non-reporting probation. What'll happen, Mr. Walton Wright, so long as you don't commit any new offenses between now and that 6 months, the court will review your record and I'm sorry. That's not accurate. Mr. Walter Wright will have 6 months of non-reporting probation. He'll pay the $645 during that time. I'm sorry, I don't have a plea agreement form, so I didn't cover the other items. I'm sorry, did the parties have any other items that needed to be covered as relates to Mr. Walton Wright this morning?
I don't think so.
Regarding the plea agreement itself or the plea allocution, I just want the court to know that Mr. Walton Wright does understand that he's giving up his right to appeal and understands the potential immigration consequences of pleading guilty. I had explained both those to him, and he is a U.S. citizen. And in addition to that, he is requesting that this probation be under HIDA so that if he successfully completes probation, he will have the conviction removed from his record.
Mr. Kearney, I don't believe that your client is eligible for HIDA. I appreciate your clarification of the record on those other matters.
He has had HIDA before and has a misdemeanor on his record,
Misdemeanor.
a traffic misdemeanor, and he's had HIDA before.
Sorry, my understanding was that he had no criminal record whatsoever.
He has a
And obviously, I
misdemeanor
didn't have-
traffic offense and he has had HIDA before, and I'm trying to get that. He had a lying to a peace officer misdemeanor. Oh, it wasn't traffic, I'm sorry. A lying to a peace officer ordinance violation. And he's also got HIDA in 18th District Court for disturbing the peace already, so.
in that event, I would ask to withdraw his plea. I gave him incorrect advice because my understanding was he had no record whatsoever, and I told him he was eligible to receive HIDA. So I apologize to the court.
No worries, Mr. Carney. Ms. Gillis, so in this matter, what are we going to do?
Shoot. I mean.
Do you need to go into a breakout room? Or do you want me to adjourn this matter for another week or two?
Do you want to, I mean, I don't know what I can do. I made an offer. He can have an offer. He can go downtown on a felony. He has no felonies on his record, though. That would be a shame if he. So it's up to his attorney what he wants to do at this point.
I think that we'd be requesting a preliminary exam at this juncture.
I mean, I would object to withdrawing the plea because it wasn't put on before we did the plea.
When I asked the parties originally, well, the statement had been made that Mr. Walton Wright should be considered for HIDA if possible. And I did not start by saying that he was not eligible because I saw the previous HIDA on his criminal history. So I did not clarify that early on. And if I had, that might have changed things. So rather than us fight about setting aside a plea that we had not completed, what I can do is set the matter for a live exam. If that is how the parties wish to proceed versus adjourning the PCC to see if a different agreement can be reached between the parties. I'm happy to proceed either way.
Yeah, likewise, we're happy to see if there's any additional offer that could be. We would have no objection to adjourning, but what I had interpreted Ms. Gillis is saying is that the offer would not change beyond just an attempt.
It would not change. And then any conditions that you wanted, HIDA, anything like that is up to the court. I don't really care.
Understood. We'd be asking for an exam then.
My next live exam date will be March the 8th. If that's acceptable to the parties, I'll see you here on March the 8th at 11 a.m. Gillis.
It's fine.
Mr. Kearney.
Good for me, Judge.
The court will send notices.
Thank you, Mr. Walton.
We'll see you back here on March the 8th at 11 a.m. for a live exam. Unless the parties notify the court otherwise. Anything else, Ms. Gillis?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Kearney?
No, Judge. Thank you.
Have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Judge, it looks like Wayne County is here for the Griffin matter. Do you want me to bring them in?
Yes, please. Mr. Hordos, do you need to speak with your client? Ma'am, your name?
Go ahead.
I'm Ariana Griffin.
She's scheduled for a probable cause this morning, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Hordos, do you need to speak to, Mr. Hordos, do you need to speak to your client?
Yes, Judge, if you could really quick.
They will put her in a breakout room with you. Looking for the parties on 201488, State of Michigan versus Sarah
Believe so,
Lomanek.
Your Honor. I have had contact with Sergeant Rolette. He's getting the OIC on. So
That's okay. Mr. Noakes, I'm waiting for the prosecutor to come back on Sarah Lomanek.
All right. Is Ms. Lomanek on Zoom at the moment?
I have not seen her, sir.
Because I called her several times and her telephone was out of service. So I have not spoken with Ms. Lomanek.
Let's just wait 1 second for Ms. Gillis to come back.
All right. Thank you.
Heather or Marianne, we were waiting on a pre-sentence report for Dewey Mitchell, and I was wondering if it came in.
We have it.
Is it possible to get a copy, Judge?
Let me see how Heather is available to get that over to the parties.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Gillis, this is 201488, State of Michigan versus Sarah Lomanek.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
May it please this honorable court, William Noakes, P42796 of the Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit, on behalf of Ms. Sarah Lomanek.
This matter was scheduled for ECC at 10:30. How are we proceeding this morning?
Is she on?
She is
Your
not.
Honor, Your Honor, at this point, I've not made contact with Ms. Lomanek, and I'm not aware of whether she even knows that this is the date. So I would ask that the matter be adjourned until the next session of this court so that I'll have time to locate her. And if I can't, then I believe at that point, a capias would be appropriate.
Ms. Gillis?
Yeah, I'd ask for a capias at this time.
Mr. Noak, do you have a non-working phone number for her?
That's correct.
What efforts have been made to communicate with her since her arraignment?
She was sent a letter from our office. That's standard practice for our office at NDS. And she's neither called me nor have I been able to reach her because of the non-working phone number.
Mr. Noakes, in your file, do you have a number that ends 8912?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Ms. McGivens. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I guess I need a little clarification because I don't have any emails from you. I think that I'm.
Sir, that's the number that we have
I have a note that it was sent out on the 5th of November, so.
as well. I'm just looking in the file to see if there's anything else.
Which I'll get you, I don't have that. But I don't have any correspondence from you. Maybe perhaps you don't have my right email or something, Mr. Evans? I'm gonna check my email right now. I'm sorry, because that's not what, let me look. Okay. Well, what can do?
Mr. Noakes, we have a different phone number in our system for your client. I'm going to put it in the chat.
All right. Is
Because
that a
this matter
number,
is,
Your Honor, is that a number that ends in 7083?
yes, sir.
Okay, that's the non-working number.
I just want to indicate,
That's the non-working number. So the 8912, is that also a non-working number?
No, if you would give me that one. If you put it in the chat, I'll pick it up.
I am
and see if
doing
I can
that
reach you
right
that
now.
way. Thank you.
Ms. Gillis, I heard your request for capias in this matter, but based on the fact that that there might not have been accurate information given to appointed counsel, I'm going to adjourn the PCC for
response that I got.
1 week
McKevin's office was on the 11th of.
so that Mr. Noakes can make contact or attempt to make contact with his client. The arraignment occurred on January 9th, 2021. It was done not out of this court. Well, I'm not sure what information would have been conveyed to Ms. Lomanek at this time. The PCC will be adjourned to next Wednesday, January 27th, 2021 at 10:10 a.m. with Judge Oakley. Mr. Noakes has been provided with the phone number.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that date.
I'm sorry, January 27th, 2021 at 10:10 a.m. with Judge Oakley.
I appreciate that.
And if Mr. Noakes is unable to produce his client at that time, you can renew your request. Ms. Gillis, anything further as relates to Ms. Lomanek?
Nope, and I think that's a wrap.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Noakes, anything further as relates to your client?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Judge Oakley will see you next Wednesday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
I think I'm done now. It's
And I can email it to her real quick.
We're ready to roll on it.
Ms. Fortier, I am unable to send the report to you.
No problem, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Hortos, are you ready to proceed
Yes, Judge.
as to Griffin? Have you spoken with the prosecutor in the matter?
Yes, Judge.
This is 181950, State of Michigan versus Ariana Griffin.
Judge, did you ask for appearances?
I am not, because I was looking for the prosecutor.
Oh, it's Mr. Andrew. He's here.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please this most honorable court, Reginald Andrew, P number 80354, appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor, from Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit, Jonathan Portis, P78948 on behalf of Ariana Griffin, who's zooming in from Division 3. Ms. Griffin, can you state your name?
My name is Ariana Griffin.
And do you consent to proceeding today via Zoom?
Yes.
This matter was scheduled for PCC this morning. The parties have had an opportunity to speak. What are we doing this morning?
Judge, I think at this point it's prudent to set this for a preliminary examination in person as soon as the court is able. I don't want to delay Ms. Griffin's time on this case any longer than necessary. I would like to address bond afterwards, though.
My next available in-person exam date is February 1st. Does that give the parties adequate time to prepare?
That'll work for me, Judge. I don't know if that's enough for Mr. Andrew, but obviously, again, time constraints are important for Ms. Griffin.
Mr. Andrew?
And that should work, Your Honor.
So the exam will be set for Monday, February 1st at 9 a.m. Oh, no, we can't. Mary Ann or Heather?
Yes.
Would the jail be available to transport for a 9 a.m. start?
Your Honor, ma'am, this is Deputy Provenci, Wayne County Sheriff's Office. She will be transported early in the morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So February 1st then, Judge?
February 1st at 9 a.m. for in-person exam for Ariana Griffin.
Understood. In that case, Judge, I'll hold off on my bond argument. That's close enough.
Mr. Andrew, anything further in this matter?
Not from the people, Your Honor. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Hordos, anything further in this matter?
Just one last thing, Judge. I will indicate that Mr. Andrew has some digital discovery that he indicated that he intends to provide me. I look forward to receiving that.
That's correct.
We will see you here on Monday, February 1st.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Your Honor.
day.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a
Thank you,
blessed day.
sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is 201447, State of Michigan versus Raymond Bailey.
Please the court, Sharon Clark Woods, appearing on behalf of Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey is in custody. Let me see. Is he present?
He is not, and it appears we received notification that the jail will be more like 11:15, which we're at about 11:05 right now.
Okay.
Do you need to speak to the prosecutor in this matter?
No, I did. I probably just got the.
Yes, you do need to speak?
No.
No, okay. Then what I'll have Mary Ann put you back in the waiting room until we get an update from the jail.
Okay, but I was just gonna say, I did get the competency report Ms. Hendeling sent me and the criminal responsibility from the clinic. It did come, but I'm gonna be asking for an independent. She already knows that.
As to the competency, I think, Ms. Woodside, you're stipulating to competency.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't think that the court entered an order finding him competent last time. So is that something that we can do today?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Again, I'm gonna have Mary Ann put you into the waiting room
Okay.
and we'll
Thank
see when
you.
the jail connects. Thank you. Sydney Stennis, what are you here for this morning?
I'm here to see my brother, Dewey Mitchell.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to mute yourself. That matter hasn't been called yet.
Okay, that's fine. Thank
Thank you. This is 201708 and 201712, State of Michigan versus Dewey Alex Mitchell III.
Good morning, Your Honor. Darian Fortier on behalf of the people.
Neighborhood Defender Service by Christine Longstreet, appearing on behalf of Mr. Mitchell.
Ms. Fortier, Ms. Longstreet, I pulled you in because I know the matter is scheduled for 11 a.m. We have not seen the jail yet.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to let you know that's what the holdup is. I have Mary Ann checking right now, but we haven't seen them log on this morning. So I wasn't sure if the two of you needed to speak to each other while we track down where your client might be.
I would just ask if Ms. Longstreet did receive my evidence.com link. Other than that, I don't have anything. Did she freeze?
I lost her video.
Okay.
I just spoke with Heather, Judge, and she said it looks like it might be past obviously past 11:15. They're just running behind.
No worries. I just wanted to update the attorney so they didn't think we were sitting waiting. We were sitting behind their case. We're just waiting for that transport, or that, not even transport anymore, waiting for them to be brought down.
Are they all at the same place, Judge? Do you know?
I don't know. Oh, nope, they're not.
Well, Judge, I'm here when the jail comes, when you're ready.
Do you need to speak to Ms. Longstreet was the question.
No, I just wanted to clarify with her that she did receive my evidence.com link, but other than that, I don't have anything.
They are both in Division 1, so that answers that question. And you can, if you want to go dark, go dark. Otherwise, as soon as they show up, we'll call the cases.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Hi, Sharon, it's Marianne. It looks like the jail is in the waiting room. Do you need to speak with your client if they are here?
Yeah, briefly, because I also just had to log into another courtroom, so I'm trying to do 2 courtrooms simultaneously.
Okay, I'll pull them in.
This is Sharon Woodside. Okay, great. Hi, Mr. Bailey. I'm trying to operate 2 devices at the same time. trying to be in 2 places at the same time. So I got the criminal responsibility back, of course, as expected.
I'm going to put you in I'll put you in a breakout room, Sharon.
Okay. What is all that stuff behind you, Mr. Bailey? Clothes?
Yeah, I'm sitting in some laundry room.
Oh, okay. Okay. I joined a breakout room. Hello? So I ended up by myself. I could see him, but he couldn't hear me. I did join the breakout room, but I was there without him.
Let me just pull the prosecutor back in. Recalling.
I didn't get to check. I didn't get a chance to talk to Mr. Bailey because somehow I got in the breakout room, but he didn't.
We were in the breakout room. You never showed up.
Okay, then what we'll do, we'll try to put Mr. Bailey back into a breakout room with Miss Woodside. Ms. Woodside, were you able to confer with your client?
Yes, briefly, because I have a business schedule with him tomorrow, so we can proceed.
Understood. So this is 201-447, State of Michigan versus Bailey. Your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tara Hindelang on behalf of the people.
May it please the court, Sharon Clark Woodside appearing on behalf of Mr. Bailey, who is also present via Zoom, but now I see him. Okay.
This matter was scheduled for an adjourned PCC. What are we doing this morning?
Judge, I did receive the competency report from, actually I got a copy from Ms. Hindling, and I would stipulate to the competency report as of today.
And Judge, for the record, that report was authored by Aaron, Aaron, last name Ceresnie, psychologist, licensed psychologist, consulting forensic examiner with the Forensic Center. And in his report dated December 21st, 2020, he states that it's his opinion that Mr. Bailey has the capacity to understand the nature and objects of proceedings against him, and rationally assist in his defense, and it is his opinion that Mr. Bailey is competent to stand trial.
So
Based on that, I'm sorry, Ms. Woodside.
I would just say I would stipulate to that finding for today's purposes.
Based on that, the court will sign an order finding an order on competency that the defendant is competent to stand trial. That order is signed and dated today.
Now, Your Honor, I did also receive this, what day are we on? Whatever day, must have been last week, the report for criminal responsibility. I'm assuming Ms. Hindling also received it.
I did. It's a report dated from January 12th, 2021. It's authored by the same psychologist, Aaron Ceresnie. And it's his opinion that Mr. Bailey was criminally responsible and does not meet the statutory criteria for a defense of insanity.
And Your Honor, I would dispute that and ask for an independent evaluation for Mr. Bailey.
And Ms. Woodside, I thought that we started having this conversation last week that this court does not authorize independent examinations. That's something you would have to have approved through circuit court.
Well, actually, Judge, I've already had spoken with Dr. Miller, and under the MIDC, we're entitled to have the experts without benefit of the court or necessity of the court.
So if you don't need authorization from the court,
I would just like to get that evaluation done prior to the preliminary examination.
so you're looking for an adjournment of this matter.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what time of scheduling for this?
Well, I don't anticipate any difficulty securing Dr. Miller, and I'm assuming it would probably be another, honestly, probably 2 months.
I have PCC dates going out to February 24th. So do your parties want to come back in a month for PCC, just so we can stay on track?
Yes,
That'd be
please.
fine, Judge. You said February 24th, Your Honor?
Well, I said I have dates out through the 24th. Would you prefer the 24th or February 17th?
Actually, I have, for some reason, Mr. Bailey in the calendar for the 25th already, unless that date changed.
That's not a date I have in my calendar. We would not do it on the 25th. That's a Thursday. So if the parties want to come back on 2/24 at 11 a.m.
Does it have to be always a Wednesday, Judge?
It has to be a Wednesday always. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so 2/24 at 11. I'll make that work.
And that will be back with me. Anything further from the people?
No, thank you.
Anything further, Miss Woodside?
No, Your Honor.
We'll see you back on the 24th. Thank you. We're all set with Mr. Bailey.
Okay, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, Mr. Bailey. Sometimes I'm not sure that he hears us. Mr. Bailey, can you hear? Mr. Bailey?
The jail is still logged on.
See, he appears frozen. That's the way he appeared before. But no worries, Judge. I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a great day, all. Stay
You
safe.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
Your Honor, I'll be bringing a Dewey Mitchell for you for PCC
Thank
next.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Miss. Give her a thumbs up.
Hi, Judge.
You're.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay.
The judge is bringing your client in.
Okay.
The jail is bringing your client in.
I'm going to disconnect on this other device. I don't
Or
know.
which way you were connecting. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Ms. Longstreet, you did get the evidence.com link, correct?
I did.
Okay. You said you can't send the report, what recommendation was.
I didn't hear you.
The judge has indicated she can't send the
Breach
DST
house-
report, but I was asking what the recommendation was.
Recommendation was to leave the bond as is, to take no action to reduce the present bond on either file.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
It appears that Mr. Mitchell is connecting. The jail's trying to connect right now.
Good morning once again, Your Honor. Do we have a better connection now?
Yes, we do. Thank you so much. Calling the matters 201708 and 201712. People of the state of Michigan versus Dewey Alex Mitchell III. Your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Darian Fortier on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Neighborhood Defender Service by Christine Longstreet, appearing on behalf of Mr. Mitchell.
Ms. Longstreet, do you need to speak with your client?
No, Your Honor.
Both of these matters were scheduled for PCC this morning. What are we doing?
Judge, we're requesting a preliminary hearing be conducted in these cases.
And all discovery has been exchanged and received?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Fortier, we're looking at a date of February 1st.
The first is fine with me. That my other two are on that day.
Your other two are in the afternoon.
Yes, Judge. One is at 2 and one is at 3.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, the other time we have available is 10 a.m. Are the parties both available at 10 a.m. on Monday, February 1st?
Judge, my only concern with that is that I live very far from Romulus. And I mean, Judge, if that's the only time you have, that's fine. I understand Mr. Mitchell is in custody.
It would be I'm sorry, it would be 10 or it would be 11. Is 11 any better for you?
I mean, slightly better because that does close the gap between that exam and my next exam.
Because otherwise, my next live date after that. Well, we discussed the 4th, and it was my understanding that you weren't available on the 4th, or it was, I can't.
If I may just have 30 seconds, I have to check our warrant schedule.
And Ms. Longstreet, if you would check your schedule for both days, the 1st or the 4th.
Yeah, Judge, I'm not available on the 4th.
So on the 4th at 11, or I was starting to say my next live date after that would be March the 8th. I can look for another date in between.
Judge, that's fine. We can do the 1st. Mr. Mitchell is in custody. I don't want him to, have to sit in there any longer than.
Well, I'm looking over my schedule to see if we can figure something else out. How is this? No, that's not a good day.
Judge,
how is the?
If Miss Longstreet can do the 1st, Judge, that's fine. I'll just bring work with me and I'll just, try to get stuff done at the courthouse while I'm in between.
The 1st at 11 a.m. works for me.
1st at 11 a.m.
Your Honor, this is for in person?
Yes, sir.
You have a bind?
Is that doable from your end?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure that we had transport him to you.
Thank you so very much. We're going to set a live exam for Mr. Mitchell on Monday, February 1st, 2021 at 11 a.m. Unless we receive any update or further indication from the parties.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else for the people?
Nothing from the people.
Anything else, Ms. Longstreet?
Judge, I would ask that we be heard as to bond.
Let's start with 1708 with the offense date of 12/22/20. Ms. Longstreet, your argument?
Judge, I'm asking the court to consider putting Mr. Mitchell on a personal bond with the tether. He tells me that he's employed, has been employed for 3 years working construction. He also tells me that he has a stable residence that he could go to other than the location where these events allegedly happened. That would be, he could stay with his mother in Westland, 18915. She's been at that address for 5 years. I know the concern is the contact. One of the concerns is the contact with the complainant in this case, and also his return to court. I'm not aware of any habeas history, but I do not have access to the pretrial services report or the typical or standard information. So I'm asking you to convert the bond to a personal bond with the tether, GPS tether.
For the people.
Judge, I'm just reviewing through the lien. It does look like one failure to appear for a traffic violation in October of 2020. There was, looks like a bench warrant placed for that. I would also note that Mr. Mitchell does have 2 cases. Both cases are assaultive in nature. They both include a handgun. I think that the bond at this time is appropriate and would ask that you follow the sentence investigation pre-sentence investigation report and continue the bond as is.
Anything else, Ms. Longstreet?
No, Your Honor.
Listened to the arguments of the parties and I've looked at the pretrial investigation summary provided to the court from pretrial services specialists. Their recommendation is that the bond in both matters is reasonable, and they recommend no action to reduce the bonds in either case. The court is going to follow that report. Going to deny the defense request to amend the bond in any way. The concern is that although there is no capious history for the non-traffic matters, Mr. Mitchell has a criminal history that causes some concerns. He picked up the second case while the first case was in fact pending. The crimes as provided by the people were assaultive in nature, and we already now have a exam date, which is pretty close. I'm going to err on the side of caution, deny the request to modify bond. I will see the parties here on February 1st at 11 a.m. Anything further for the people?
Nothing for the people, Judge.
Anything further, Ms. Longstreet?
No, Your Honor.
We're all set. Have a good day. Have a good day, Mr. Mitchell. We're all set with the jail.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, I do have a clerical question that's unrelated to this matter. So we're returning to in-person on certain dates starting in February. Will the PCC dates and the misdemeanor pretrial dates remain over Zoom at this time?
That is my understanding. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too, ma'am. Sir, how may I help you?
How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you this morning?
Good. Good.
Mr. What are you here for?
I had my lawyer told me I had court today.
Your last name?
Andrews.
Mr. Andrew, do you have your attorney's phone number?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Nope, I don't need it. You need to call your attorney.
Okay.
Your case has been adjourned 2 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Mary Ann. We're all set.
You're welcome.